Attention naval recruit. This instructional video is intended to provide very basic instructions for your cross-training with the Terran military upon the human homeworld of Earth. Commodore Nilik's hologram flashed before the assembled armsmen loyal to the Takante Navy, who are being summoned to the mess hall for the soon-to-begin instructional tutorial. The reptilian species wore their naval dress uniforms and were seated for the occasion as the hologram recording of the Commodore quickly got down to business. Nilik balled one of his taloned fists and pounded into an open scaly palm. As some of you have likely already learned on your own accord for this assignment to Earth, the native species are both highly social and accustomed to the recreational consumption of poisons. The hologram paused to pace back and forth before the cadets. However, it is little known that said species humans are also known to undertake certain, how should we say, contests of valor while under the inebriation of said poisons. The hologram paused, coughed discreetly, and then resumed. I speak, of course, of bar fights. These bouts can be over just about anything from preferred mating privileges, to disagreements over Terran spores, to simply looking at someone cross-eyed. The purpose of the instructional hologram you're about to view is to teach you how to survive a human bar fight, so that you can return home following your stint of cross-training with the human nation-state militias. With that said, watch and learn carefully. Commodore Nilik's out. And with that, the hologram ended, and the instructional video itself began. A calm and collected Takante female voice gave the cadets a wide screenshot of a cliché human bar while narrating. Welcome to Takante Military Recruit. I am Trigger Vaz, and I will be your proctor for this video. What you are seeing is a mock replica of a human bar we've painstakingly reassembled in our studio. For now, I would like to cover the basics. The screen suddenly focused on a bar table and booth. This is a bar table, and it consists of 1 to 2 inches of solid hardwood, biomatter and steel. In the event of a human bar fight, use this table for improvised cover in order to avoid serious injury. There were several nodding heads from amongst the seated recruits. This seemed like a no-brainer as their proctor continued within the video. And in the event you are forced to fight a human in hand-to-hand combat, please be aware of Terran bar fight customs and traditions. For starters, bladed and melee weapons are considered socially acceptable for a bar fight scenario. Suddenly, the human hologram pulled out a pocket knife and literally stabbed the Takante male in the eye socket, killing him instantly. The cadets' jaws all dropped at once as the same scenario repeated with a pair of brass knuckles. Meanwhile, the proctor continued to narrate. As you can see, the human muscular culture mixed with their strong endoskeleton makes most physical attacks in the form of punches and kicks nearly universally lethal for any personal combat with Takante military personnel. However, human bar culture does allow for what they call fighting dirty. In the event you find yourself locked in personal combat, it is highly advised to go for the primary human reproductive organ. The hologram showed the Takante male suddenly kicking the human man in the crotch, causing the ape-like creature to immediately nurse this part of his body while crumpling down to the ground upon his knees. As you can see, this is very effective, but certain human cultures will also find this form of combat to be distasteful. There was a reset of the hologram so that the Takante male was now fighting a human female. Note, however, that this tactic will not work on the female of the species, and any effort to do so will result in a far more gruesome demise. The hologram of the Takante male kicked to the hologram of the human female in her crotch. The female proved unaffected, charged the Takante male, planted him to the ground and started to gouge out the Takante male's eyes. Several faces in the mess hall now started to go white upon their scaly features as the kicking feet from the hologram of the Takante male suddenly went slack. It is also considered dishonourable to fight a female of the species, continued the proctor. However, if you are forced to fight a human female in a bar, it is highly advocated that you consider using a bar stool as a means of defence. The hologram shifted to show a Takante male using a human bar stool to keep the human female at arm's length. It was unusually productive. That said, it is also socially acceptable for humans to also use bar equipment to the same and often lethal effect. The holograms reset to show a human male snapping a pool cue in half and then using the sharp end to stab a Takante male through the base of the neck. This proved lethal within moments. For this reason, it is highly advised to always have your back seated facing the humans and never turned towards them, continued the proctor, as the holograms reset to show the Takante male seated in the booth facing the humans. That concludes this instructional video. Good luck, recruit.